Synth TV.
Hey everybody, Synth TV here, and we just got back from watching Solo, a Star Wars story. Now I came to this movie with a healthy dose of skepticism. I did quite like Rogue One, but I had mixed feelings about Episode 8, as expressed in a previous video. Now, in hindsight, I've revised some of my criticisms of Episode 8 after seeing it again on Blu-ray, but that's a story for another time. For now, we're going to stick solely to Solo.
Now be forewarned, there will be spoilers throughout the rest of this video.
Now this movie fits into the timeline between episodes 3 and 4, which also includes the Rebels TV show and Rogue One, along with several episodes of the Star Wars Forces of Destiny series. Well, one of the things that I thought was unique about this film is that there weren't really any Force wielders, of course until that cameo at the end, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The movie starts on the planet of Corellia, which has been mentioned many times in previous movies but has never been seen before. I really like what they did with the setting. They made it a sort of urban dystopian look, almost like Blade Runner. Right from the start, we're introduced to the young Han Solo as well as his friend Kira, with whom he clearly has a romantic relationship and they have a desire to escape and get away from the planet. One of the things we're introduced to in this episode are the dice, which figure so prominently in Episode 8. We first see them on the dash of Han's speeder as he is escaping through the streets of Corellia. Now, one thing that Star Wars has done really well is their urban scenes, and especially their gangster and bar and club scenes. This goes all the way back to the Mos Eisley Cantina in the original episode, A New Hope.
There is also Canto Bight from Episode 8, Jabba's Palace from Return of the Jedi, the Coruscant Underworld from the prequels, and that lovable rapscallion Hondo. In Solo, we have the swanky and sophisticated space yacht of Crimson Dawn's Dryden Voss, which brings us to an important point.
In this movie, it wasn't the Empire that was the principal adversary, but rather the criminal syndicates. It also gave a sense that even under the Empire's grip, there was quite a bit of lawlessness and chaos in the galaxy at this time. Now, one of the characters that truly stole the show in this movie was Lando, as played by Donald Glover. He got both the voice and the cadence and physical characteristics of Billy D. Williams' original portrayal down cold. And then, of course, there's the emphasis on Lando's style, including the capes. I really like the way they played up the capes, including having the entire wardrobe full of them. They even were able to turn Lando's mispronunciation of Han's name as Han in the original movies into a bit during one of the early scenes with Lando in this movie. Now, Kira is a very original character that was introduced in this film. She is, from the start, morally ambiguous, and especially so after we see her with Crimson Dawn. It seems that they're setting her up for her own adventures, perhaps as an anti-hero. The other new interesting character was L337, the droid who serves as Lando's second-in-command on the Millennium Falcon.
Like K2SO from Rogue One, she has a delightfully caustic personality, but she uses it for the cause of justice for her fellow droids. She even gets a chance to riff off the original Cantina scene, pointing out that they don't serve our kind here.
And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Chewbacca. We see the beginning of the friendship between Han and Chewie, and it happens in an unexpected way. Now, of course, one of the big surprises in this movie was the appearance of Maul. No longer Darth Maul, as we learned in the Clone Wars. He is now simply Maul, the head of a criminal syndicate, Crimson Dawn. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Star Wars film without the action scenes, and I did enjoy the action scenes in this film. They were well done. But it's not the main focus I have when I go to see a Star Wars movie. I'm really interested in the setting, the characters, and how it interrelates to the entire universe. Overall, I would recommend this film. It's great for Star Wars obsessives like us, but it also has a lot for casual viewers, as well as those who are coming to the franchise for the first time or just looking for an action flick.
But we'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you like or dislike this movie, and how do you feel it compared to The Last Jedi? Please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Synth TV. See you around, kid.